Don't forget to check out the Bias Premier League show with myself, Robbie, and Ty, and
Peace.
Where's Yardy?
Oh, he's not a great loss, man. He's a waste of space.
Is that you carrying on?
Oh, he can't see me. Yeah,
well, Yardy will be here, so make sure you check it out, and I want you to tell him that to his face.
Tell him what? I didn't say no. Yardy's my best friend.
Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. Welcome to the starting 11. It's Arsenal versus Sporting, and it's the Europa League. Welcome, everyone. Woo! Come on, let's clap. Woo! This is not the most enthusiastic.
No, I've been looking forward to it. You know, since the fix of Fulham,
yes,
which she was there as well. Like, you know, I can't wait for this guy. I can't wait for every Arsenal game, moment. Like that performance on Sunday.
So it should be.
Yeah, that's you know. Look, listen, as it should be. For a few years, it was a chore. I'm going to say that, but now every game, you know, play like they did on Sunday. I'm going to be honest. I don't know about you guys. I was a little bit worried about Sunday, worried about the Europa League. After what I see on Sunday, bring on the Europa League. Let's get through it tonight and go further.
Yeah, I really want to go through. Welcome, lead judges.
Thank you. I'm very good. Thank you very much.
Round of applause.
As you know, I've been well.
Are you
know
feeling
what I mean?
better?
I'm feeling a little bit better now, like, you know.
Oh,
Because you know why? I'm a warrior.
I thought you were going to say because you watched Tactical Insight. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, that was a pick me up. That was.
Yeah, right, I thought it was. Welcome, Julian. How are you feeling? You didn't catch anything in Lisbon?
No, I didn't catch anything. I did catch Lee's passport though.
Right, I've heard about this.
Unbelievable.
I've heard about this.
It's shocking.
Do you know what? I'm not even going to ask. Welcome, Robbie. You well?
Yeah, I'm well. Actually, I was at hospital this morning. I had to have a little laser treatment thing on my eye. Big up to the doctor who did that. He was an Arsenal fan as well.
Do you recognise you?
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah, it does help.
Came in, he goes, "Oh, Robbie, you got Arsenal fan TV." Yeah. So he looked after me. So yeah, it was good. It was good, man.
You feeling all right? It's all good?
Yeah, I'm feeling all right now. I can't wait for the game as well. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Would you be fit to play?
Would I be fit to play? No.
Are you fit
No, I
enough to
wouldn't be
watch?
fit.
You can
I'm fit
see
enough to watch. I'm not fit enough to play. I wouldn't
Okay.
be. To be fair, I wouldn't be fit enough to play in any circumstances.
And welcome to everyone who is joining us for the show. Hit the like button, subscribe.
Big up to Julian's dad, man.
Julian's dad's in
the building, man.
Welcome, where is he?
Right. Let's see what his behaviour's like today.
Yeah. Well, as it happens, he's been a little bit quiet, don't you think? Like,
Yeah.
I've just been having words of what I can say and what I can't. There's not a lot I can say.
His dad's very critical of him, like, you know. So.
What, Julian?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. You'd think he'd be so proud, so.
No, he ain't.
You know,
Well, I wouldn't have thought
no,
that.
he's not.
He ain't even his favourite on AFTV.
I do want to touch on this passport thing though. How can you go?
Yeah, he's right.
How can you last week in Lisbon on the way back you left your passport at the hotel?
Yeah.
I mean, how many flights have you taken throughout your life?
I know. And
how many times do people say the first
thing is your passport?
First thing, the most important. You can lose all your credit cards. You can lose all your money. You can, but never lose your passport because you ain't going nowhere.
And I've got no excuses. And it was until Julian phoned me to say that I've got your passport back at the hotel. Now you've got a picture of the senior. Over in Portugal, there was train strike, so there's only one train going to Faro. So we're on it when Julian rang. He couldn't have rung 20 minutes earlier. Could have. No. He rings while we're on it. He
Still in bed.
Yeah, still in bed. So anyway, he says I've got your passport here, and now I'm absolutely panicking. But the worst thing of it all, and this is where I've got to maybe go to the doctors or something, because I put my passport, my phone, and some Tic Tacs on the top so that I could remember it, like, you know. And about 20 minutes after I got, I said, "Oh, sorry, I've left those Tic Tacs in the hotel." I honestly did. And it still didn't register. Like, but you
That's
know,
unbelievable.
but like, I don't know what I would have done, like, but luckily, like,
You'd still be there.
well, no, I wouldn't have still. I'd have had to got off the train, got a cab back, then I don't know. It was a mission. Anyway, I got my passport out. We was to book in at 4:30, and I got my passport back at 3:30. Thanks to Hicks and I think it's Rob was the other guys.
Hicks and Robbie are good guys.
Yeah, good guys.
Yeah,
They went
very good
especially
guys.
out of their way to the hotel, picked it up, and I'm not. This is not being horrible to them. Like lovely guys. On the train, I was panicked. I still, you know, they phoned me and say we've picked it up.
Wow.
So I'm thinking, well, so then what's going through my mind? What if they break down or have a crash? You know what I mean? Like, I'm thinking all these things here.
Obviously, you know them so well, and you really like them, and you're worried for their welfare.
Well, yeah, of course, I'm worried for their welfare, everything like that. Like. And until that passport was in my hand, it was, you know, I bought the beer and everything.
That'll never happen to you again, would it?
No.
Well, you've learned, so well done. Right,
Thank you.
This is the starting 11 show, which means the 11s will be out. I mean, it's unpredictable in Europe. It could be in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It could be an hour before kickoff. So we are on standby for the starting 11. But what we asked everyone in the preview, Robbie and I, when we looked ahead to the game, is for your starting 11s, what you would go for by going to the AFTV Plus app, putting in on the 11 selector what you go for as your starting 11 for a big game tonight, knowing that we've still got the Premier League that we are chasing as well, which made it really interesting, especially with the depth of squad we have. So, some of you amazing people, we haven't got everyone, we've got 5 people who did send in their starting 11s. We're going to go through theirs. In the meantime, Julian and Lee are going to get theirs ready as well. You heard me and Robbie's as well on the preview. So let's start by looking at Blessed Sparks, at Sparks Blessed on Twitter. He's gone for Turner in goal, Tomiyasu Saliba holding Tierney, Vieira, Jorginho, Xhaka, Saka, Jesus and Trossard. What do you think of that 11, everyone?
No, mine's quite similar.
Quite similar?
Yep.
Yeah, good.
Fairly similar to that, mine.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
A little bit weaker, but...
Let's have a look at Apex at Nano_Phillips. Gone for Turner in goal, Tomiyasu Saliba, Kivior and Zinchenko, Odegaard, Jorginho, Xhaka, Saka, Trossard and Vieira out on the left. But again, similar players we're seeing, very strong. You like those 11s, Julian?
I've got something similar, but I've gone a bit stronger in certain areas for different reasons.
Fair enough. Let's see what Osteen's gone with at Osteen_ on Instagram. Turner, Tomiyasu Saliba holding Tierney, Odegaard, Jorginho, Vieira. Oh, it's quite a lightweight midfield.
We're putting Saka in there.
Lots of people going for Saka. You're right. Saka, Trossard and Martinez. So no Jesus there. Another call for Rob Holding. Be interested to see who else here has gone for Rob Holding. Let's go to our 4th, Daniel at True Nemesis Prime on Instagram. Ramsdale gets the call up here. Tomiyasu Saliba, Kivior, Tierney, Vieira, Jorginho, Zinchenko in midfield. You see that, Robbie?
Yeah.
Doesn't count.
That's why he's not a manager.
And then who was that? Smith Rowe on the left, Jesus, and I think Nelson on the right. And then Mohsin as well at Mohsinbeg 2012 has gone for a back 3. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Gabriel and Holding.
Interesting.
Smith Rowe and Vieira as wing backs, very attacking. Jorginho, Xhaka in the middle, Nelson, Jesus and Martinelli. I mean, that'd be really going for it. Maybe if we go a goal or 2 down. What's everyone else gone with? Robbie, do you want to kick things off?
Yeah, so my one, let me just quickly find it here. My one was Turner in goal. And then I went a back 4 of Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel and Tierney. And then in midfield I had Jorginho, Vieira and Xhaka. And then up front I went Saka, Jesus and Martinelli. Saka as well. And for me, remember, we ain't won this game yet. You know what I mean? I look on it a couple of ways. We haven't won the game yet. We need to win. They were a decent side last week, right? But when we put on the sort of big guns in the second half, you could see we had control. Now, for me, I've gone Saliba and Gabriel in defence because I want to be able to put Jorginho in there, give him a bit of an extra protection. I don't want Partey to play. He's the one player I want fully rested for the weekend. And you know, if Jesus is ready to start, I'll start him up front, get him motoring. Martinelli, we know will bring goals. And yeah, Saka, because I just look at it and I think to myself, yeah, we got a game Sunday, but it's at home, right? And even the team that we're playing against, they played last night, Crystal Palace. So it ain't even like they've had a long rest, you know, and we haven't, you know what I mean? So I think we can go fairly strong in this one. That's my opinion. But
yeah. What about you, Julian?
I went for Ramsdale in goal.
Okay.
ooh.
Yeah, well, that's because I saw Turner play last week.
But as a one game though, one game he had one poor game, and
It's
even
true, it's so
I know a lot
hard.
of people was talking about how he nearly passed the ball out to one of the, but so did Ramsdale on Sunday. You know what I mean? So
but if you're going to choose players on form, which I think you should do, the last game that he played, I don't think anyone could argue that he played well, so he's off form.
same with Ramsdale. Man. Ramsdale didn't have a good game on the weekend.
I did save though, Rob.
It was good to say. And the difference between last week and this week is, as Arteta said, this is the biggest European night we've had since the end of lockdown. It's now not a cup final, of course, but it's proper cup football. So there is no room for error tonight. If he does make a mistake, there's no coming back. So you can play him again, and you can put him into the first leg. And if we're ahead by a few and it's a little bit more comfortable, then give him a second leg. So give him the games. But tonight, if you're serious about winning this competition, you've got to put in your best player.
You're saying like he's poor. He hasn't let us down so far.
He was poor the other night.
He was, but
he was poor.
He's largely done well, though.
And he did let us down.
But in most games, he's been good.
In most games, but on the last game, he's...
Yeah, but I don't think Ramsdale had a good game, because Turner made a good save in that game as well. I don't think Ramsdale, even though Ramsdale, I'm not criticising him in any way, but if you're judging it off of that, I don't think Ramsdale had a good game at the weekend either. He nearly gave away a goal a couple of times. He was very sloppy in that game. So I don't see. Listen, Ramsdale's our number one. Ramsdale's a brilliant keeper, but for me, I put Matt Turner in tonight.
What's the rest of your team?
I've gone for Tomiyasu at right back, Tierney at left back, and the reasons for that is that they are strong enough. This time last year, they were our first choices.
Yeah.
And they're both a year older. Yes, they've gone to second choices, but that's not because necessarily their performances have dropped off. It's because people are even better than them. So for me, those are good changes to have. In at centre halves, I've gone for Holding and Gabriel.
Holding Gabriel. Lee? Oh, sorry, that's just
what's your up front?
And the rest is pretty similar to yours. I've gone up front Nelson, Jesus and Martinelli. Nelson on the right, Martinelli on the left, and in midfield I've gone for Vieira, Jorginho and Xhaka.
So yeah, we're all very similar. I'm going Nelson on the right, I'm going Saliba and Gabriel at the back. I am starting Jesus. What are you going for?
I've gone for Turner. I'm gone for Turner, goalkeeper. I get what Julian's saying there, but I've gone Tomiyasu, Saliba and Gabriel Tierney. I think you've got to keep that partnership going. Central defence got to have a solid base. I think that was problems last week. Nothing against players going in there. I've gone Jorginho, Vieira and Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe needs to get minutes. I don't care what anybody says now. He can't be giving minutes in the Premier League game. This is where it matters to me. Up front, Nelson, Jesus and Trossard.
Nelson, Jesus, Trossard. All right, this could be very, very interesting. We've got some Trossard chat.
I just like with Trossard, right, he's just coming back.
Yeah.
I know he played a full thing.
Well, he started, didn't he? But he played about 70 minutes, yeah. I hear that. Salt Bay Laurie asks, Lee, are you worried that if your memory gets really bad, you might forget to tune into Tactical Insight?
I think that's what made me melt my brain, you know what I mean? But too much information for me.
Well, you didn't get it, did you?
No, he doesn't understand it.
Robert with a super chat says, keep up the great work, guys. A big thank you, Robert. And Gunasan says, hello, James, and big up everyone. And I've asked a million times, but where can I get one of those bears? Sorry for being so annoying about it. I'm going to find out. They're going to let me know. But I know that there was going to be, we were going to promote we don't have an avenue to that yet, but we will be promoting the amazing people that put this together. Did we come up with a name in the end?
Oh, well, I know. The one name that I really liked was Dennis Beerkamp.
Yeah, I think Dennis Beerkamp.
Dennis Beerkamp is definitely one.
Who thought of that?
Yeah.
One of the people, just the guys out there, they just thought of that. So that's definitely one. We still got one other to name though.
Well, the one I did,
Dennis Beerkamp.
I wasn't keen on Hector Bellerin. That wasn't.
No, that was dry.
That was. There were some others.
Teddy Trossard.
Teddy Trossard. That's your contribution. But Jesus, I mean, he could legitimately start, and now I think we've all kind of, whether it's heard through our HP sources or whatever it might be, that he's probably been ready for a while. If he starts today, when you look at how sharp he was against Fulham, you're probably saying that Arsenal made a really good call to actually just bide their time, get through with the team that was doing well, Trossard in good form, get over as much as they can, and then bring him back when he was sharp. Did he look that way to you against Fulham, Julian?
I was amazed. I really was amazed about how sharp he looked. I know he's only on for about 20 minutes, was it?
Yeah.
But he looked like he hadn't been out. And I know that when players come back after sort of 3-4 months out, they're always going to take some time to integrate back. But he just came on and also I'd like to say the reception that he got from the fans.
Unreal.
It was almost like we'd scored a goal. It was just incredible. Yeah. Everyone was so pleased to see him.
It's true.
And maybe he was enthused by the reaction of the crowd because he didn't look like it. He actually looked better than before he got injured. Because if you remember,
he hasn't been injured.
Yes, he has.
No, he's been playing every week. Did you hear what Ten Hag said?
No.
According to Ten Hag.
Oh, here we go.
According to Eric Ten Hag, his manager.
Ten Hag.
Yeah, we ain't had no injuries. You know what I mean? Arsenal, our team, every week we've had a full 11, a full squad throughout the season. The rubbish that he was chatting yesterday in his press conference. I couldn't. Sorry to jump into your thing, but I couldn't believe what Ten Hag was saying. You know what I mean? We've had Jesus has been out for 4 months, right? We've had Smith Rowe, who last season, probably apart from Saka, was our best player, has literally not played a full game this season and has been out for literally the whole season. Reece Nelson only just returned. Eddie Nketiah's out at the moment. Thomas Partey has missed loads of games, including against Man United and Man City. Zinchenko, I think, missed about 7 weeks. Yeah. You know what I mean? What was this guy Ten Hag talking about yesterday when he's saying that Arsenal, we've had players out? And some of the players that he's had out, like Casemiro, that's down due to his own fault. Yeah. Nobody told him to go and make that stupid error against Palace that time when he missed the game against us. Nobody told him to get sent off, right, where he got a 3-game ban for strangling someone. Yeah. And nobody told him to go and do it again now. You got another 4-game ban. So Ten Hag, shut up, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know what this guy's talking about.
I'll tell you what, I lost a lot of respect for him. Not I didn't have a lot for him anyway, but like,
talk about say that about another team, Arsenal. We've had so many injuries.
I'd say we wouldn't
and we've the great thing about what we've done this season, we have not moaned about it. We have weathered which other team could be missing their best player for 4 months? And still, when that best player returns, they've still got the same lead as when he went out.
He's moaning today, old Ten Hag. He's moaning because he's got to play away from home today. Like, you know what I mean?
I'll be honest. I think you're all taking it way.
No need to mention Arsenal. Don't be the diplomat.
Are you sure he wasn't misquoted?
Don't matter. He mentioned Arsenal. Why mention Arsenal in a game between
I think
he was probably asked about it. I wouldn't have thought he was going to come out.
No, I think he was. I think he was asked, but I actually think what he was trying to say was more along the lines of, like, look how well they've done, but they're the example of what we want to achieve squad-wise in terms of availability, injuries, discipline. And he was wrong to say that we've had almost totally everyone available.
That's what I'm moaning about. So that we haven't taken it out of context and we haven't taken it wrong. I saw his interview. Yeah. That's what he's saying. That literally,
you're taking it wrong by getting disoffended by it.
No, I'm offended by it. I'm sort of.
Why are you calling Ten Hag?
Well, because that's what
you said. Don't mention our club.
But for me, I am, because he's belittling what we've done, because he's literally trying to say that we've been injury-free all season, which is simply not true. That is absolutely false, because we've been hit hard by injuries this season. To our best players, Partey, when we played Man United at their place, no Partey injured. When we played City, no Partey. We know the problems we've had managing his sicknesses. As I said, Smith Rowe was our... Last season, it was Saka and then it was Smith Rowe. They were our 2 best players. Smith Rowe has not started a game this season.
I agree.
Martial started games this season, even though I know he's been missing. Right, Martial started.
People don't even think about Smith Rowe, do they? But he's been out all season.
Yeah, and it's actually a compliment.
As I said,
he's come out with this rubbish because it shows that we've got them riled. A few years ago, they wouldn't have been talking like this.
No, that's a fair point.
And it just shows that when we get to a position where we are dominant, and at the moment, you can't argue that Arsenal are the dominant team in the Premier League, because we're 5 points clear in the Premier League. So you put yourself in a position, you're going to upset people, you're going to have jealousy. And I think it's a good thing that, what do you call him, Ten Hag?
Ten Hag, yeah.
Ten Hag comes out with this sort of obvious rubbish, obviously, he's got nothing more to say.
I agree.
Looks like a starting 11's out.
Really? How confident are you? I've got one here too.
You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like
Who wants to go first?
Well, you go.
So the 11 I've got here is Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Zinchenko, Tierney, Jorginho, Vieira, Xhaka, Martinelli, Jesus, Nelson.
Ooh, I've got slightly different.
What's the 11 you've got?
I've got Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Vieira, Jorginho, Xhaka, Nelson, Jesus, and Martinelli.
Okay. That's interesting. Let's
So
wait
Tierney
for
ain't getting another look in there.
Well, on my one, we've got 2 left backs and only 1 centre back.
Yeah, I've not.
Is that you and Graham doing that, or the old tactical getting it all wrong, are you?
Again, that's about
Just even me.
the actual official one still hasn't.
Yeah, that's why then.
Still hasn't fully come yet, but there's quite a few people with that one. But let's see.
Okay.
There's
another one that's got the one you've got, which is that Saliba and Gabriel are starting.
Looking like Jesus starting though.
Very strange. Lots of mixed reports. So here we are. Team News Soon says Arsenal. Scrolling through.
It's not out yet.
It's all very.
And then I see subs that I've got: Turner, Hilson, Tierney, White, Partey, Kivior, Holding, Trossard, Saka, Odegaard, and Smith Rowe, which would represent a very strong bench.
I've genuinely seen 2 different 11s reported by, very well-respected journalists who are giving 2 different 11s. So, okay, I think it is, for what it's worth. I think it is to sum it up, because this is the one I'm seeing everywhere, and I've now seen a correction in another one. I think it's Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Xhaka, Vieira, Nelson, Jesus, Martinelli.
Yeah,
which apart from Ramsdale for Turner is actually the 11 that we wanted, I think, Robbie.
Yeah, that's very strong.
Very strong.
I think with mine, I had Saka in there.
Yeah. I had Tierney, to be fair. Yeah. So there we go. We'll wait for Arsenal to tweet that officially, but that is looking like the 11.
Yeah, because what happens is with the Europa League, why a lot of times you see people coming with early, is that they issue. I've been actually one time behind the scenes. They issue the team sheets to the journos, where normally on a Premier League game the Arsenal guys get it first, or they'll release it rather than UEFA release it. So
fair enough. Lil Brother says, James, stop trying to be an Eric Seven Haag apologist. Oh, this is not the time, mate. I think he was trying to semi-be complimentary. Joe says, Zinni, Saliba, Gabriel all starting. That's his super chat. Paolo says, he said something or was wrong. You're all too sensitive, says Paolo.
He said, what did he say? He said something, he was wrong.
Yeah, he's basically saying Ten Hag, he made a mistake.
That's basically what I'm saying. He was wrong. He's wrong to say what he said. That's what I'm saying. I'm not.
But I don't think he was trying to be. I don't think he was trying to have a dig at Arsenal.
He could have just been ignorant.
Well, I think he just said it like off the cuff. I kind of look. You're all not going to like this. I kind of get what he was saying. What he meant was that week in, week out in the Premier League, we've had about 8 or 9 of our starting 11 there. It's always been Partey missing or Jesus for a period.
Yeah, so is he.
So is he.
Okay,
and that's
what's he moaning about?
He's actually
Who's
pretty
he had that injured? Have they had that injured?
You're all sensitive.
No,
he's
I'm
making
asking the
excuses
question.
like he's saying
You're
that.
sticking up for him. I'm asking the question. Who is he had out injured for a long term?
Ericsson, 4 months. Martial, most of the season.
Ericsson was recent.
I think Dallow's been in and out, I think.
Yeah, that was so 3.
Varane started the season injured.
4.
Who else is there?
Started the season
Anthony's
injured.
awful.
Yeah, Anthony's awful.
That doesn't count.
I mean, listen, their injuries.
It's the same. Everybody's
It's been more or less the same as
similar.
what we've had.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why he shouldn't be using us as a comparison, right? Because it's been more or less the same. They've missed Martial for a lot of the season. We had Jesus out, but let's be real. Martial went on it. It's not like Rashford being out like for 4 months, is it? So
he could have made a mistake. Maybe he was talking about City, and he got it mixed up and said Arsenal.
Yeah, but even City have had their injuries.
I honestly think
City have had their injuries as well. City have had like guys like Diaz has been out. You know what I mean? John Stones was out. He's only just come back. You know what I mean? I just don't think like what he sounded like he's making excuses to me.
I honestly think he was just
covering up for his deficiencies.
I think he was trying to say the availability of our squad hasn't been where we'd want it to be, and we'd rather it was more like Arsenal's. But where he got it wrong was that he's actually using the wrong example, because our squad hasn't been as available as he was trying to suggest in the point he was making. I don't think he was having a...
So he was wrong?
Yeah, I didn't say he wasn't wrong. You probably don't listen. I did
so why are you defending him for?
Because
He was
you're
giving another
making it out there was an
an
attack.
alternative reason.
You're making out there was an attack or a dig. But this is the thing as Arsenal fans. We hear criticism, we get all offended
Oh,
about
no, it's
it.
not criticism. I just don't think. I don't care if you criticise Arsenal or whatever, do that, whatever. No need to bring up Arsenal Football Club when you're going. When
it's a
you're playing
compliment,
better.
'cause we're top
Exactly.
of the
If you
league.
need as a compliment, this is the standard at which.
Well,
we
then
want
say
to-
it's a compliment. Look, I know what a compliment is and what's not a compliment. Like, you know what I mean?
You sound
And what
like
he
I'm
said
with
is
Lee.
not a
So you
compliment.
took offence to what he said.
I didn't take offence. It's not a compliment. There's no need
Look
for
how
it.
wound up you're getting. You took offence.
No, because you've got two Arsenal fans here.
Yeah.
Defending him.
What makes
Defending
it
the
different?
Man United.
You
manager.
tell him, Lee. You tell him, Lee.
No,
You tell him,
defending
Lee.
If they don't
You tell him, Lee.
if they don't talk about us, it's because we're crap. The reason he's talking about us is because we're top of the
Fine.
league.
No, but
and we're the best
he's
team
trying
in-
to make out.
Don't tell me it's a compliment.
almost
He's
like
It is
talking
a
about us.
compliment.
No,
he's
it's
trying to
not.
make out and say that we're top of the league because we've literally had a season where we've had no injuries.
Yeah.
Which is absolute rubbish.
He's talking rubbish, but the fact
Rubbish.
he's talking about us and
You
everyone's
could say
talking
he's
about
winning
us.
cups because they're at home all the time. You know what I mean?
They're
Like,
talking
Which is
about us
facts.
because we're
which is
good.
facts, not crap. That ain't a compliment neither, like, you know what I mean?
Joe says Ten Hag should have Liverpool's injuries. Liverpool, they have actually been
Yeah,
desperate.
look how many injuries they've had. That would be a better.
Does he
yeah.
moan about it, Klopp? I'll tell you what, I'll give him his flowers there for Klopp. He never moans about it, just gets on
True,
with it. Another
true.
one's gone down today, isn't he? The young kid.
Bajcetic,
Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's out for the season. Yeah.
Maths, I'm not reading the rest of your name, says back to the Bears. You knew where that was going. Berkio Saka. It's not the best, but thank you. That's too
Berkio
bad. That's too
I
bad.
like it. I just see where he's coming from. It's a good.
Gunnar Dan says, we've made
Very
the
white.
fewest changes to the starting 11 this season. He has a point, and who cares anyway? He's not great at English, by the way. I think his English is good, but sometimes there might just be a slight miscommunication.
Are you sticking up for him again, James?
Yeah, I am.
mean,
Mua says, Don, James is an undercover United fan like Cecil said.
yes!
Dave says, happy KT is crap day. Good to see Zinni starting. Dave, you're a gender against KT, man.
Oh, that's good.
That's the one position, right, I'm a little bit disappointed that I wanted Tierney to start today. You know,
Tierney's not going to be here next year, is he?
I wanted Tierney to start. I don't get that one. I would have started Kieran Tierney today.
Fair enough.
He might start.
I guess.
Start Tierney on
Do you know what? I
Sunday.
guess is we need to win the game, and attacking wise, when you've got
but he's not
Zinchenko there,
winning.
he adds to the midfield. He's another midfielder.
He can't play
He
every game,
overloads
can
it
he?
up.
And he shouldn't be playing every game.
No, but
is that the official team now? Have we got? Are we still?
I'm still waiting for
'cause
it.
it might be
Still waiting. I'm
Although
refreshing.
AFTV's social media have tweeted the 11th. so
Yeah, they have.
That's official.
Probably worth going that one.
It is official now,
It's
according
official,
to us.
And
Right,
it
'cause
is
that-
the 11 that Robbie read out. Ramsdale in goal, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko, Vieira, Jorginho, Xhaka, Nelson, Jesus and Martinelli. So a rest there for Saka, a rest for Partey and a rest for Ben White. Otherwise, a very, very strong 11. Trossard on the bench with Jesus starting. Here's the substitutes bench. Tierney, White,
Aren't they
Partey,
called
Saka.
impactors now?
What's that?
Aren't they called impactors now?
Oh yeah, sorry, of course, the impactors
The
bench.
impactors.
Very, very true.
Which I like that. I like
What
that.
is the bench again?
Well, it's about to...
Oh, no, I've got breaking news though, because apparently it's been reported here that Kim Kardashian is in attendance at the Emirates tonight. According to Bein Sports, she's working on a new documentary and she's in attendance at the Emirates tonight.
Really?
Kim, remember her son had on an Arsenal shirt.
I'll Nadal, and I prefer Nadal.
You up in your box tonight? I mean, if you're in a box tonight, you can go roaming around, man. See if you
we'll
find-
bump into her.
See if you find it.
What would you do if she looked at you and said, "Oh, I'm a massive fan of the guys from Tactical Insight Show.
Yeah.
You know who they are."
I'll die. Where's my passport? I'm off.
Fair enough. The impactors bench: Tierney, White, Partey, Saka, Ødegaard, Smith Rowe, Kivior, Holding, Trossard, Turner, and Hill.
Strong bench.
Robbie,
Strong, isn't it?
very,
Strong.
very, very.
And it's a strong
bench.
side as
That's
well.
exactly where we wanted to be. Having a bench like that is just incredible.
Yeah. I
And that's
agree.
without Eddie on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on holiday.
You're right.
Can't be injured, could he? According to Ten Hag.
Yeah.
No, he's
Surely Eddie's not out.
I'm not opening this can of worms again. Let's go to some super chats. Lil Brother said, this is a worse take from James than the Zinchenko midfield one. Skiriel says that Seven Hag is setting the stage for when we meet in Europa. Yeah, maybe. Danny says, stop getting rattled by smaller managers. Shreya says, question to you guys, positions to improve in the next season, and what do you think about the rotation up top in case of Europa League and Premier League, to be honest, need the cup? Well, we've got the 11
Right,
now,
official.
I was not going to read it again.
Oh, I thought it was official when you called it.
Right, it's official at AFTV
Right,
got it, but this is official from Arsenal, right? So it's Ramsdale in goal, you are right. Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko, Jorginho, Xhaka, Vieira, Nelson, Martinelli and Jesus. And the substitutes bench is Turner, Hilson, Tierney, Holding, Kivior, White, Partey, Smith-Rowe, Odegaard, Saka and Trossard.
Fair enough.
It's good.
That's it, official from Arsenal. Ramsdale in goal.
Yep.
That was it. So what we went with in the starting 11, the only thing we really got wrong is we both went Turner in goal. I think, did we both go Saka? No, you went Nelson.
But then
I went
Turner, Tierney and Zinchenko.
I have to say, I'm going to have to hold my hands up here. Like Julian's called it with Ramsey. I think he deserves a little bit of praise for that.
Yeah, well,
round of applause.
You know, we all sort of went against him.
I'm not going to clap. But well done.
But
even his dad didn't clap.
no, his dad
Never claps.
His dad's not happy with him.
He didn't, did it?
It's usual.
I didn't even realise United are one up. But
Yeah, just scored Rashford.
Meaningless.
well, they were
I think that's what Julian's dad's got the ump. But you know why he's got the ump about that? Because he's a proper Arsenal fan, like not like you two. I thought you two was just about to cheer the goal there for a minute.
You get offended by
Closet Man United fans. I don't like Man United, never have done.
Well, this is going to wind you up because this is the next topic I want to chat on really quickly before you all go to the game, and it's the England squad. Few people to talk about. Let's start with Ben White, who, just a couple stats for you, ranks in the top 4% for progressive passes this season of players in his position, top 5% for passes into the final third, top 8% for goal-creating actions, and top 9% for touches in the middle third. He has been as attacking and creative as anyone in the league right now. Reece James had injury problems. Trippier has done pretty well, to be fair. Walker's been out for most of the season. Yeah. Trent's in terrible form, and White can't get into the squad.
And I tell you what, he's gone up in my estimations. Because he told exactly what he thought of Gareth Southgate on that World Cup night, and that's why he's gone home.
This is outrage that I'll agree with you on. I mean, I'm so sick
of
Southgate.
Is Walker in the squad?
Walker's in it.
Yeah. And he's been injured, and I'll tell you what, he's been in and out of Man City all the time.
Not only that, he's been
Reece James is not guaranteed that he can break down at any time.
Yep.
The best right back and the best English defender in this country at this moment in time is Benjamin White. He has been for the last 6 months. He's been overlooked by Dyer that can't even get into a Dyer Tottenham team. Yep. Right, you know.
He's in the squad.
He's got in the squad again,
Yeah, I can't believe that. I mean, I'm agreeing with you, Lee. He should be in the squad.
Shocking.
You know, I mean, listen, Reece James to me. Right,
he's a great deal.
When he's fit and that, fan. You know what I mean? I get that. Also, I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, where's the progression now? You know what I mean? Walker has been a great servant for England, but he's 32 now. Yeah. You know what I mean? To me, he's 32. He just had that incident the other day as well. He got in a bit of bother, and he's been in and out of the City team. I think we could have left him out of this one, and that's where you know. How is Ben White's not in it? I'm actually happy he's not.
I'm happy he's not
because that's better for us.
Something happened in that World Cup now. Though.
He's not going to play for Southgate again.
No,
I wouldn't have thought. So as long as Southgate's the manager, we're safe. Benjamin White won't be risked for England.
Well, I'm glad he's not in anyway.
It's better for Arsenal.
No, it's not. It's better for Arsenal, yeah. But you know, it's good that we have players representing our country and things like that.
It'll be his choice. He walked out. Yeah. For whatever reason, he's walked out, and he hasn't walked out of Arsenal, has he?
He didn't walk out, did he? You know what I mean?
Something's happened, and it takes two to tango. If he really wanted to play for England, he would have done what he was.
Don't use the word walk out, because he left the team, right?
Yeah.
With the backing of England. They even said, we're supporting you and stuff like that. Nobody really knows what's gone on, but England's statement is, we're supporting you, Ben. You know what I mean, through this time. So what happens, that's what they said.
Yeah,
but now he's come back. He's come back and he's been playing well. Why is he not in the team?
Because something must happen. So it proves that something must have happened.
Well, then they lied. So they lied then.
Yeah, they lied. Or they just, it was a PR thing, wasn't it? No one wanted to blame anyone. It wasn't really the blame game. He just gets
tell
away.
the truth then.
And I'll tell you something else, right? And I will be really, if it was me, right, when you see these players, like your Dyers, like your Mason Mounts,
How's
done
Dyer?
that, like, you know what I mean, playing this side.
Mount.
Someone like Sterling, right, yeah, who hasn't been playing well, dropped.
Yeah.
One rule for one for another, like, you know what I mean? As soon as this bloke goes, the better England will be.
Sterling has been better for Chelsea than Mount has been. Mount has been awful.
He's got a good record for England, though.
He's got a good record. Like, I'll tell you what, like anybody would have managed this England team. It's a class. That front three, by the way, it's going to go out in these next couple of games. Rashford, Saka, and Kane. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's supposed to score a lot of
Jack
goals.
Grealish is in that squad as well, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've got some talent in that squad.
They've always had talented players, England, and they've never succeeded in winning anything. He's come the closest. He was a penalty shootout away from winning something major.
I've got to say, I'm with Robbie and Lee, man, especially Lee on the Southgate thing. I don't rate him as a manager personally. Speaks well, represents the team and the country brilliantly, and that's fantastic.
Dyer Maguire.
But yeah, as a manager, I don't rate him at all. Whenever he's come up against anyone good, he's been knocked out. Ben White's one, but it's not even just the Ben White stuff.
Balogun.
Ramsdale. Well, I'm going to get
had a shout.
Well, I'm going to get to the Balogun thing in a second. But on the Ramsdale thing either, I bet you anything, Ramsdale won't be a starting goalkeeper. No one deserves it more.
No, of course he does, but he won't. It'd be Pickford or it'd be the other one.
Pope has been poor.
He should be off. He should be off.
Pope
the
should
other
have been
day.
sent off again for the identical thing that he
did.
did.
That Ramsdale would have been straight off.
Yeah, he did the identical thing that got him out, out of the League Cup again. He's not good when he's got to come out like that, right? Ramsdale should be. If Ramsdale don't start, I'm going to be annoyed.
Yeah.
Pickford ain't been that great either. So let's see on that one. And I think Balogun had a shout for making the squad. Listen, Ivan Toney has been brilliant, but he still does have this thing hanging over him, right? This whole betting scandal thing for which he's pleaded guilty now, right? I'm surprised that he's in. Why not give a shout to somebody like Balogun, who's gone away? He's been the best young goal scorer, in Europe, isn't he?
Well, Balogun...
In European football.
Balogun posted on his Instagram story, just the text, in life, go where you're appreciated, be easy.
He's going to end up playing for America now, because to me, he can play for Nigeria, he can play for America, he can play for England, right? But America's the one that really pushing for him. He's obviously going to... So we could lose a top
bit
player.
of luck, Southgate, I'll be advising him very well and saying, look, a bit of luck, Southgate's only here for another year or so, like, you know what I mean? You've got plenty of time. Harry Kane will be retiring then, Mason Mount won't be washing his car, the things will start happening, like, you know what I mean, and then get him out, you know what I mean. I want the man out. I just think he's no good for this country, like, And I'll tell you what, this is how much I rate him. I hope he's an ex-Spurs manager. There you go.
All right, well, we're going to wrap up there. I'm sure we'll discuss more about the Balogun stuff in future, but interesting you put that, and it probably is a little bit of a message out to Southgate and the omission from the England squad, but we will see.
Is he in the under-21s?
I probably haven't checked, actually.
No.
Let's go through
everyone's
score prediction. Robbie, we did discuss it.
Now that I've seen the team, I had gone for 3-1. I think I'm going to stick with that 3-1. You know what I mean? I think we'll score goals. I like the team, it's strong. And I like that Arteta's taking this really, really serious. Last week, I didn't mind the changes because it was always, for me, if it doesn't go quite right, we can get them at home. That's a strong team. I'm confident that we can get a win. So I'm going 3-1.
Yeah, I went with 3-1. Julian?
Yeah, I think now I've seen the two central defenders being picked together, I don't think we'll concede with those two. So I'll go for 2-0.
I've said 2-0 before, but on the third right, but I think it's going to be more goals tonight. I think with that front three, I think like 3 or 4 tonight. I wasn't that impressed with them defensively.
Yeah, fair enough.
And they're missing a couple of defenders tonight.
Got a couple of suspensions.
Yeah.
We've also got that good central midfielder coming back.
Ugarte. Yeah.
Man, did you see that guy? Did you see that player scored that Rabona for them?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
What a goal that was! A goal of the season.
All right, we've got some score predictions coming in. Lots of threes, lots of fours. A lot of people back in the Arsenal, but let's see. Sporting went and got something at Tottenham, although most teams have this season. But
you redeemed yourself, Jay. You redeemed yourself.
Again, yeah. How's your finger, by the way?
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you very much.
Ever since I dodged that swing of yours. All right, we're going to wrap it up there. We will be back for the watch along in about 25 minutes or so. And if you enjoyed that little back and forth between Lee and I on Ten Hag, well, we do that for a whole hour on the Forever Arsenal podcast. So you can go check that out. Here's a little clip. Catch you in 25 minutes.
Trossard, because Trossard's offering a lot all round. He's not only a goal threat, but he can link up play well. He can find the final ball. He's efficient in the final third all round.
What are you laughing at?
Because Lee's taking the piss out of Jordan.
Lee's just being a child. You know James by now. He's just being a child. You know, he's 74, but he's acts like a 17-year-old. He's just been a child. Just carry on. Ignore him. Don't give him attention. What's up? He's a prick. He's a prick.
This is what happens when you go put at midnight.
He's a prick. Absolute prick.
I say one guy sneezing, one blowing his nose.